everyone. It's Kei'Renee for Hip Hop Weekly. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our live sessions. I have here with me Symba. You guys already know him. Thank you so much for taking time to join us today. You've been having a great week.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We moving, man. We can't physically go outside. So I said I'm about to move through the internet this week. I'm gonna move through the internet streets. Shout out to all my people in the comment, man. I see y'all love. Shout out to everybody in the comments.
And everyone who is in the comments, if you guys see that there is a question mark thing down there, right? In the bottom. So if you guys want to ask questions, go into that question mark box, and then later I'm gonna pick some questions for the fans for us to answer. And I only tell you guys to do it there because I don't
ever too. I'm an open book, man.
Don't say that. You know, when you be telling people to ask whatever, they start asking the craziest things.
That don't mean I gotta answer whatever.
You just said you're an open book now. Come on. Okay, so you know what's crazy? I literally I feel like I devoted 3 hours of my day today to you.
Okay.
You know, just going and learning more about your story. And it's crazy because I wouldn't have even said Bay Area when I didn't see Bay. Because I'm from up north, so I was like, he's from the Bay? Oh, cool.
I was younger, I used to move around a lot. So I'm from the Bay originally, you know what I mean? Born and raised in the Bay. But my parents was heavy in the real estate game when I was younger. And they used to move around a lot from the New Yorks, New Jerseys, down to Philly, Atlantic City, Vegas, Arizona, just everywhere. So I was able to just adapt a lot of different cultures from different places. And especially being in New York because Jay-Z, Cameron, Fabulous, them was always some of my favorite rappers. So and I used to be out there just peeping the culture and being on Fifth Ave, seeing all the shops, you know what I mean? Being in Manhattan, seeing Macy's parades and shit, you know, I was inspired by it. So when I started making music, it was just a part of my music because it was a part of my life at that point of just naturally being able to move around.
No, I mean, I guess that's always good because even being from it's funny because you grew up in Antioch a little bit, and just because demographically, I know Antioch is
Shout out to the 9-2 Fever.
I didn't even know the area code for Antioch. Only thing I remember about Antioch, it was a girl from our hometown who had to get sent to Antioch because the people in our town were picking on her. So
you know, Antioch is a small suburban town outside. It's in the Bay, but it's 30 minutes from Oakland and San Francisco and what people know as the Bay. It's 30 outside of that. But a lot of people from those different places like Oakland, Richmond, San Francisco, San Jose, they all live in Antioch. A lot of different people from different places of the Bay live in Antioch. So it started off as a suburb, but it turned into one big ass hood once all these niggas started moving out there.
Yeah. I feel that's a lot of I mean that's all from the Bay to Central Cali, once you all the way to Fresno. I feel everything from Fresno and up is kind of Bay influence.
Yeah.
You know, everything surrounding all those areas.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, but you just had an amazing performance on The View for Martin Luther King Day. That was awesome. How did that feel when you heard that you were going to be honoring Martin Luther King and performing on Martin Luther King Day?
It was actually dope. When I made the song and I wrote the King in the verse, and I wasn't even sure if I didn't even know, you know what I mean, if we was gonna be performing this on Martin Luther King or nothing. I just naturally mentioned it.
Yeah.
When the opportunity had came around, it was yo, we want you guys to go on The View, perform the song for the movie. We're gonna be talking about the movie and everything. So I was dope, let's do it.
Yeah.
It just so happened that I said something about Martin Luther King. It was on Martin Luther King Day. You know what I mean? And they happened honoring Martin Luther King on The View. So it just kind of all lined itself up and it was dope.
Yeah. I mean, I could imagine, especially, when you're younger and, you hear all these Martin Luther King.
They said you cute, though.
I mean, I see no names. No. Thank you.
I rock trying to holla.
You'll be all right. But it's you know, when you're growing up, it's when you hear Martin Luther King, you hear this I Have a Dream speech, and then you get to be older. When you were younger, what do you think that meant to you? And then now that you're older, what does it mean to you to say, like, I have a dream?
It means a lot. I posted that on my Instagram the other day. Like, when you're a kid, you don't really know what the word dream means.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just reminds you of some shit you do when you go to sleep. You know what I mean? So, as you grow older and you start developing love and passion for different things, you
Yeah.
start realizing what a dream is. And to see, you know, Dr. King's, most of our dreams is to be basketball players and athletes and rappers and entertainers. But Dr. King's dream was just for us to be equal. You know what I mean? Us to be
Yeah.
treated equal. You know what I mean? So he didn't have the opportunity to even dream of being a entertainer or, you know what I mean, all these different things because he was too busy trying to make sure we was equal. So for him being able to do that, now I'm able to dream about being a basketball player or being a rapper or entertainer or the next kid. I just had a son, 14 months. He's going to be able to dream about being a president because he's going to grow up in a generation of where he's seen Barack, you know what I mean, and Kamala Harris and different things like that. So his vision and his dream was very important because it allowed us to do what we doing today.
Yeah. How is it being a dad? How has being a dad affected you over this past like year and a half? Or year, kind of pretty much year.
Man, honestly, like it's dope. Like being a dad is like real dope. I work a lot, so I'm always in the studio working and doing different things. So I don't really spend as a lot of time as I would like to with my son. But when I do, like we kick it, like you know what I mean. We go there all day. But it's dope because it really make you realize like you got a second shot at life. You know
Mm.
what I do? Like people always say, if I could be younger, I would do this over, or I would do that over. But it's like when you have kids, you realize you could do that through them. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's dope. Being a dad is dope for sure.
Has it changed your music at all, though?
Nope. I still haven't like really like made a full song about my son. Like I mentioned it, but
Yeah.
I haven't like just addressed it yet. But I'll get to it. I'm not somebody that just rushes things. Like I let it come to me when it comes.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about your music because your music has changed over time. I feel like I went all the way back to like 2010.
Yeah.
And I was like, this was like you was doing like some electric bop rap. And I'm just like, it
I
sounds
wasn't even doing that.
nothing like what he sounds like today.
What you say? Say that last part.
No, I said like it sounds nothing like what you sound like today. Like
Oh
you know,
no,
like you've definitely evolved.
definitely. You know that's with anything. When you get into the music industry, it's like you trying to find yourself, trying to find yourself as an artist. So it's like the best way to do that is look to people you look up to. So we'll see these artists go up and we be like, damn, this what they doing? All right, let me try to do this. You know what I mean? Let me try to do that. But that may not work for you. But you have to do that to realize this isn't for me. So
Yeah.
you got to fail to learn how to win. You know what I mean? You got to lose to learn how to win. So I was just making music, man, and seeing what works. And I realized, okay, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. This ain't for me. And then one of my homies one day came to me and was like, bro, you one of the dopest rappers I know. You know what I mean? When it just come to some straight rap
Yeah.
shit. And it made me realize like my gift and my ability that God gave me really was just pure, like solely to just rap, you
Yeah.
know, and talk that shit. So I started locking in on that like 2019, and I stopped trying to sound like everybody else and jump on beats that everybody else was getting on. Cause sometimes you'll hear a beat that might sound like some, you know, Future or Lil Durk doing, and then you hearing they style. You
Yeah.
know, I try to find things where I don't really hear nobody else style into it because a lot of these great artists, they didn't make these styles and sounds cool. You
Yeah.
know, made a lot of these sounds cool, and all you can hear within that sound is them sometime as an artist. So for me, I just try to find things that sound like a blank canvas that I could just paint and add sprinkles to. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, you can definitely like tell that that's like how you're approaching even with this album that came out because I feel like every single song on the album had a whole different vibe. Like
Yeah,
it seemed like every song was written for a different person. Like you feel me? Like every different person could come towards, or you feel me? Like they can connect to a
yeah,
different song on there.
definitely. That's what it was for. I was more so when I was creating the project. My boy my manager Chase, he said this a lot. Like we was kind of creating from a place of a discovery strip. You know what I mean? So sometimes as a young artist, you could get locked into a sound and get locked into a thing that everybody wants from you. But it's very rare that you find somebody that has the ability to make something for the females and then make something for the streets and then make something for the streaming charts, but still keep a message in there.
Yeah.
You still keep the message and still keep the brand on point to where it all comes back. So if somebody hears a Gotta Love It, a female Chicago may like Gotta Love It, but a dude in Cleveland may like Ain't Saying Shit. But when they come back to the project and they hear Touch the Sky, Reality Is, Made for You, West Side Story, Back Again, they know, okay, this is who he is as an artist, but he could do these other things to kind of reel us in. And my whole is just, speaking on growth, growing as a person, and just being honest.
Yeah. Well, my favorite song was "Reality Is." If you're listening to us and that's your favorite song too, give me some fires. Let me see if that was your favorite song too. If that wasn't your favorite song, let us know what your favorite song was in the comments, and we're gonna see what the census is. But to me, that was my favorite song on the album.
Big Zeus, got Big Zeus in the building. That's my brother. He in here. My boy. My brother Sebastian Cole in here too. Greatest song. Shout out Sebastian Cole. He's the greatest songwriter alive.
Yeah, awesome. So talk about that song. So what was the process for creating Reality Is?
What Reality Is, man, it was just like, I feel like as rappers sometimes we always glorify the wrong shit. You know what I mean? Like we all glorify like us being lit, us having money, having access to women, you know what I mean? Like all these things, but we never talk about the other side of shit that comes with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We never talk about, it's one nigga, and from where I'm from, right, it may be one person who made it to the NFL. But guess how many niggas was trying to make it? Thousands that did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just thinking about that shit, just looking at I was sitting in the crib watching Man Child, the Shay Cotton story. And it was about, Shay Cotton was a big high school prospect. He was supposed to go to the league and be somebody big, and then it didn't happen due to politics and other things. So it's so many people that went through that and lived that story. And me personally, I've never really heard a song that addressed it that way. You know what I mean? Over, it made it a song, it made it catchy, and made it something people would love to listen to.
Yeah. I think sometimes people get caught up in the false realities of or they don't think, they don't look beyond the reality. Like they set these goals or whatever, but they never set what the goal after, if that goal don't come through. What is the next reality of the fact that it may not work? Like people don't want to sometimes believe that part.
A lot of people ain't got enough time to dream though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you ain't got enough time to dream. You 15, gotta go get a job. Mom's struggling. You know what I mean? Pops ain't there. He in jail. So you gotta do what you gotta do to provide. You know what I mean? So they ain't really got time to dream. So they ain't got time to come up with a plan for that dream.
Yeah.
It's
What
just
would you say that your parents instilled in you or taught you that made you who you are today?
I would say, man, my dad really went to prison when I was younger, so I never really met my dad. But my mom was like everything. And I would say one thing my mom taught me is like the ability to just go get some shit. Like just go get shit done. Like if I tell people this shit all the time, like if you want to start a podcast or you want to be a rapper, whatever you want to be, like the first step to it is just like go buy a mic.
No, dead ass.
You know what I mean? If you're trying to write a song, just at least start writing the hook and then worry about the verses later. But the key thing to it is just to start doing it. I think my mom like really instilled in me to just like act on shit. You know what I mean? Like when I got an idea or anything I want to do, like I just act on it because I seen her do that. So
yeah, let's go to some of these questions.
bet.
Can you see them on the screen?
Yeah. What motive?
So this is from I am CPII.
Okay.
So what motivates your music?
Life. Life. I literally just made this song. Um, I ain't gonna say the name of it because I don't want nobody to steal my title. But it's about an expensive purse. But this girl was in the studio and she was just bragging about her purse. She was like, nigga, I spent whoop de whoop on this, nigga, woo woo. She was going off. And I'm just looking at her. She was so just like passionate about how much money she spent on this purse. And I'm like, damn, it's probably so many females that feel this way when they buy a bag. So I made the song the name of the bag she bought and just like described the whole situation and how she feel bossed up and everything like that. So it just be life, like anything in life. Somebody will walk in here right now and be like, just say some shit. And I'll be like, damn, that's a song. And I'll hear a beat and just start saying some shit. And it just come together.
Yeah. All right, let's see. How do we go to the next one? We're going to do like 3. All right.
Good.
All right. Somebody wants to know about you back in the day. So, and, well, basically it says Antioch Q.
Middle school or high school?
Well, you was there after 11. Let's
I
just do
went
high
to,
school. High school is always the best years.
I went to Dallas Ranch in middle school and I went to Deer Valley in high school.
Okay. Were you prom king?
Nah, cause I was sneaking in the prom, but I was definitely that nigga at prom. I probably wasn't prom king, but I was the nigga at prom.
All
Fact.
right. Bet. Okay, so this is who Miss Cali 420. Who did you listen to growing up?
Jay-Z, Cam, 40, Short, Pac, Biggie, Ice Cube, DMX, Nelly, Ja Rule, 50 Cent. Like, everybody y'all motherfuckers listen to. The same motherfuckers y'all listen to is the same motherfuckers I listen to. Whoever has some good ass music, that's what the fuck I was listening to.
All right, let's listen. This is the last one. DJ McQueen. When was the moment you realized that rap was your gift to the world?
When I met my homie Cass and he had showed me 2 videos, right? I had 2 videos out at the time. One video I was rapping and the other one I was doing some melody shit. And he was like, which one are you? And I was like, I'm the rapper. My bad. He was like, which one? He was like, which one are you? I'm like, I'm the rapper. He had 2 phones up. He like, well, nigga, don't run from rap. This your gift. And ever since then, like, I was like, all right, I ain't stepping back on rap no more. I'm gonna stand on this shit and I'm gonna become the greatest rapper ever, in my opinion.
All right, bet. Hey, yo, why y'all in these comments firing on my hoop earrings?
What they say about the hoop?
Yeah, let's just say it says the NBA lost 2 goals in that whole, or it was says BITCH just ears. Yo, why y'all killing these earrings?
Y'all cold. Why you gotta use the B word though, big dog?
No.
Can we get a better word than that, brother? We can't be disrespectful.
We out here talking about dreaming.
Yeah, we can't be calling these queens bitches in 2021. Now, there is certain bitches out there. Don't get me wrong. There is the difference between the woman, the hoe, and the bitch. There is a difference. But yeah. I think this nice young lady right here defined herself as a woman today.
Oh, yes, definitely. All types of queens.
Yeah.
But, so for you, I feel like you've done so much. So you're not with Columbia anymore. You're with Atlantic now.
Yeah.
And I know that like your story kind of, well, how you got to Columbia came with like just basically you believing in someone and then believing in you and you riding it out with them.
Yeah.
So how is your relationship? Her name is Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
How's your relationship with her? And did she make the move with you too?
So Chelsea's like my sister. So it's like we kind of like stuck together for life. It's like a lot deeper than music. So like she's with me like no matter what. I just talked to her this morning. You know what I mean? But she's still at Columbia. I think she might have just, I don't know, I might be announcing something. But as I know, she was still at Columbia. But I had just went over there because it made more sense for me at the time. You know what I mean? And Columbia was going through a regime change. And Chelsea was the one that came to me and told me, like, look, it's going to be hard for us to try to do things. It's a new person coming in. Like, you might kind of want to think about doing something else. So that's like literally my sister. Like, when I make songs, I send them to her, like, what you think? She'd be like, wow, you could come harder. You know what I mean? Like, you could do this harder. Woo, woo. So, like, that's like one of my best friends for life. Shout out to Chelsea.
Yeah. How has it been? I mean, you've been with Atlantic now for a year. I feel like you've had a lot of progress in this year. Like, how's it been? Were you nervous at first signing with them?
I think the most nervous part about being a new artist without a big buzz at a label is like worrying about timing. You know what I mean? Because there's so many bigger artists there before you. So you worried about like, damn, they got Cardi B's and NBA Young Boys and what I mean, all these bigger artists. Yeah. So you know it's like I gotta work 2 times harder to get to where they at. And sometimes the fear of it is like, what if I'm not a priority? You know what I mean? What if it's too much going on to where they just look at me like I'm over here just trying to figure it out? And what hasn't happened was that they definitely, if I'm not a priority, they treat me like I'm one. Yeah. You know, so like anytime I want to put a song out, anything I want to do, like literally reality is the video was my idea. I was on the phone with my product manager. I'm like, yo, I got this idea. I was watching the Shea Cotton documentary. I want to do a video about basketball players that never made it. And I want to get Draymond and I want to get this. She was like, okay, cool. And 2 weeks later, we were shooting the video. You know, so everybody at the label, from Jamila to Jamila Wright to Jason to Shauna to Dallas to everybody is just like, it's great. Me and Dallas talk and damn near see each other every day. Yeah. So it's
like you're very active in moving your career forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's good because I feel like, I mean, watching you, and I read this in an article, it was like that, like you move like an independent artist who signed to a label, but you're still independent.
That's because I'm not used to having a team. You know what I'm saying? So I'm somebody that kind of had to work my way in. Some people get hot in the streets and then work their way into the industry. I got hot in the industry and worked my way into the streets. So it was a little different for me. You know what I mean? I could never really develop a team to be consistently staying independent. It's hard being independent and you ain't got no fucking team. Yeah. You need artwork, you need videos, you need studio time, you need playlisting, you need people that's promoting this shit, you need ad services on your video, you need fucking all this shit. I'm
just glad that when you're saying all this that you know that you need all these things. Like, you know,
you need all this
to me that lets me know that you have at least studied the business side of the industry, because there's a lot of independent artists who don't even realize that the elements of their team include all these kind of people. Like, you know?
Facts. You need all these different things. And sometimes as an independent artist, especially being an artist coming from the Bay, it's hard because your whole culture and existence ain't even fucking, people ain't used to it. So you come to LA and New York and you a Bay nigga and you like, what's happening? Woo, 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 woo. You trying to get shit lit. Niggas is looking like they too cool for school. Yeah. When I'm in the clubs in the Bay, we all dancing, we lit, we turn. When I'm in LA,
everyone's just looking at
Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? We staring at each other. It's a popularity contest. Who can spend more money and not move in this motherfucker? Who could not break a sweat and still spend the most money? It's like, damn, like, did we come here to have fun or flex? You know what I mean? So it be real tricky. So you definitely gotta find your way, you know what I mean, and find the people that understand you and mesh with you and ride with you, and you just continue to build throughout that.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of glad you're from the Bay, because I feel like the Bay humbles people. Like, the Bay is a very humbling place. Up north is a very humbling location to grow up in. Like, you know, are you? Because I know, like, in the Bay, sometimes it's hard to get out of the Bay, especially because the Bay has its own sound, it has its own vibe, it has its own energy, and a lot of people just don't make it, for some reason, out of the Bay and go mainstream, but you did. So do you ever feel like when you go back to the Bay, have you felt any type of animosity, or do you feel any vibes, or is everyone still embracing you the same as when you were out there?
No, I get love, man. Everybody show me love. I show everybody love. It's a young artist right now named Young JR. He like going crazy right now, and I'm just a fan of his record. You know what I mean? He got a record called Back In. Y'all go check that out. And I just been out here in LA just showing everybody the fucking record, from Dallas to different people at the label. Every time I play my shit, I play his shit. You know what I mean? Because it ain't like he my artist, or you know what I mean, we on a label together or we a group. I just genuinely fuck with the song, and I know how hard it is to make it out the Bay.
Yeah.
I mean, so any opportunity I got when I'm around these people, I'm gonna look out for any up and coming Bay artist that's doing good shit. Now, if your shit whack, I'm not finna play it. You know what I mean? If it's hard, I'm gonna show it because I understand that if this kid goes up, it helps my situation. My situation helps the next person. You know what I mean? And now we creating a thing over here in Northern California to where the industry could look like, yo, it's talent over there.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody up over here, and we all could be heard and have that platform we've been looking for.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm always like showing love to the city. They always showing love to me. I don't really deal with no hate. Like, honestly, it's always love.
Well, good. That's because you have great energy. And I think Versus did a great job, like, putting the Bay Area on the map. I flew back to Sacramento just to watch the E42 short, like, Versus
Yeah.
battle. And then tonight we have Keyshia Cole. So, you know, Keyshia Cole reps the Bay.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite Keyshia Cole song? I don't know if you're tuning in when we get off of here. I am, potentially.
Ooh,
What's your favorite Keyshia Cole song?
I used to think I was gonna marry Keyshia Cole.
I did too.
As a kid, I used to really like, I'm gonna marry this woman one day. Like, but man, I should have cheated. I remember. Let it go. I changed my mind. Sent from heaven. You know, one of my favorite Keisha verses. Last night.
Hey.
Get the answer. Like, that's one of my just joints. Like she got so much like classic shit. You know what I mean? And like, I love Keyshia Cole. Like, and that's who I'm riding with for the battle. I love Ashanti too, but you know, being from the Bay, being a
I got
big
it.
Cole, so I'm riding with Keyshia tonight.
And I'm rocking with Keyshia with the Gap. I love Keyshia this one, but I still love Keyshia with the Gap.
Yeah, I got a Gap too. We team Gaps.
I don't really see your Gap. You know, yours is you barely making it in the team, but I'm gonna let you win. I'll let you win. Okay. Okay. So before we wrap, though, I just want you to give, you know, advice to up and coming rappers who are trying to, you know, sit in your seat one day. You know, like, what do you have to say to them?
I would tell artists to get these two books, The 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing and The 22 Immutable Laws of Branding. And through learning how to market and brand yourself, you learn how to position yourself as an artist. So sometimes, right, I tell this story, Coca-Cola was the dominant soda. I read this in the book. Coca-Cola was the dominant soda, and Pepsi was trying to find a way. So it was going after Coca-Cola fans, and it wasn't working, right? So what Pepsi did was they realized most people who drink Coca-Cola was adults. So they became the drink of the generation. You see what I'm saying? The Pepsi Now generation. So they marketed to a younger audience. So now the young kids drink Pepsi and the older people drink Coke. And then the catch to it was they started stealing Coke fans because the old people who want to feel young is going to drink Pepsi. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about just branding and marketing and learning how to position yourself as an artist and being patient. You know what I mean? Be hungry. Don't be thirsty. It's a difference. You know what I mean? When you hungry, you patient, you wait your time and you grind. When you thirsty, the minute you get an opportunity, you trying to play your music for a motherfucker and tell them this and tell them that, and you pushing a person away before they could even get the chance to think if they want to get to know you. You know what I mean? So be hungry, don't be thirsty, be consistent, man, and believe in yourself.
That was literally like the let's get some snaps out. Just snap with me. You feel me? That's why you were all black today.
Definitely.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate you for taking time to come and chat with us today. I wish you many blessings in 2021 and all the adventures that you're going to be, you know, embarking on this year. I think
everybody that's in here, click the link in my bio. I'm doing my first show, February 19th. It's a virtual show. I'm performing the whole album. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be I got some special shit planned. This shit gonna be dope. So I need everybody to go get tickets to the concert February 19th. Link in my bio. Go check out Don't Run From R.A.P. And keep streaming that Gotta Love It featuring Ty Dolla $ign, and keep streaming that Big Homie featuring the Big Homie 2 Chainz. And shout out to my girl for having me today on Hip Hop Weekly.
No, for sure. Shout out to you for wrapping that up so nicely. And make sure you save us some seats at your virtual show. It's what, February like 19th, 18th, one of those
February 19th. Yep.
Okay, yeah. Make sure you give us a virtual spot. I'll wear a mask. We'll be up in there getting popping.
Gonna be turned up in that thing. I got you.
All right. So everyone, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Kei'Renee. This is Symba, and this has been another amazing Hip Hop Weekly live interview. And we'll see you guys on the next one. All right.